Oh, hey, how long have you been there? Didn't expect to see you guys here. Hello and welcome back to the workshop. Today we are talking about planning. Planning for what? Planning for the Great Guitar Build-Off 2021. Now I had to think long and hard about what I wanted to do. So I hopped on the old internets to try and get some inspiration. Through some scrolling and trying to figure out what I wanted to do, it dawned on me. There was a gentleman that I had come across years ago. His name is Julius G? Either way, he builds these beautiful acoustic guitars that are built by laminating multiple bent pieces of wood. So he forms an inner circle, and then he has another half circle for the top part of the neck where it joins to the body. He radiuses the top and the back along with the ribs, and then has another bent piece on the outside to form the regular bent acoustic sides. Now I've been fascinated by this for a long time, and I told myself that I would do this at one point or another. And through having a conversation with him, he was more than okay with me adding on to the concept that he's working on, because ultimately it's a couple different design concepts that he himself utilized for acoustics. The ones I liked particularly were his acoustic guitars that, in my opinion, look kind of like a tulip. Now, I say this because he doesn't usually have the traditional sound hole. The sound hole comes from the top part of the acoustic where the neck goes in. The other part about this that I really like is that the neck is not glued in place or bolted in place. There is a post, much like you would construct a banjo or a banjolele or banjo mandolin, where the post goes through and it locks in place through the end of the body, meaning that there are no screws, no glue needed to hold this thing in place. Now this, as far as the concept of banjos go, is for a different resonance, so the resonance carries throughout the entire length of the body as opposed to from the neck through the soundboard and top board, changing the transfer of resonance to the body. This design is used mainly because of the drum head that is used for the body. So, I decided what I wanted to do. Now it was time to come up with some wood. So, I hopped back on the internet and scrolled for a while, and then I fell in love with a set of back and sides for an acoustic guitar. Now, this is about the only part that has actually shown up for this guitar, but this is Red Heart, or Choc de Coq. It's got this beautiful red color, and as you can see with a little bit of oil on there, it's a little darker. So this is curly. And then we've got the back. The lady of the house really likes Asian style and design, so she has these oriental imperial paper lanterns around the house for the Chinese New Year coming up this year. And because I see them constantly, I looked at these things, and being that they were red and gold, now that I had fallen in love with this wood here, I figured I'd go for a red and gold themed instrument. So, not only am I going to be using the red woods, or the red colored woods, I'm going to go with gold hardware. I'm going to embellish with gold, and maybe do something golden along the inlays. Now, this doesn't make sense to you. Don't worry. I'll show you in a second. Maybe y'all are visual learners. So, we'll come over here to the whiteboard, and we'll draw it out. No, I'm back here. Come on, it's okay. Thank you for joining today's class. Now, I've already gone ahead and I've drawn this out to scale, which may still look a little confusing here, but this is the ultimate design I'm going for. It is going to be a semi-strat. The top is going to be a little inset from where the back is, and then we're going to have a post going through here. Now, let me just show you step by step here. So we're going to take this red heart here, and I'm going to split it down the middle, which is going to give me about 2.5 inches on either piece. And then I'm going to choose the better halves out of the two to make the outer part of it.
No. I like you both equally. We all know you're the better one. What? I'm sorry?
So, we are going to work with bent wood. So much like you would do with an acoustic, once I've got it down to that 2.5 inches, that's going to be the center point of my guitar. So we're going to do a radius on either end. That's going to be about the 2.5 inches here in the middle, and then about 1.25 to 1.5 on either side, meaning it's going to taper down. So first, we have to build the inside. So I'm going to then form a circle, which is going to be the bent part of the wood. And then I'm going to bend a separate piece and join them in the middle here. So once these two pieces are joined together, roughly, I'm going to take the better halves and then I'm going to bend them around the outer part, which is then going to form the outer part of the body. So what you will see is going to be these pieces here. The rest of it is all going to be internal. But before I bend those sides, I'm going to cut square holes in these two sections here, and then a square hole in here somewhere. What this is going to do is this is going to act as where my post is for my neck. So if that's where that post stops, fretboard is going to extend a little bit over the body, and then the neck's going to come off here. Now, I sat and I dabbled with this design for a long time because I thought it kind of looked funny because of the proportions here, and I think I finally got it on the final drawing to where I really like the look of it. But when it all is said and done, this post is going to extend a little bit out here, and it's going to be tapered, so it's going to be wider here than it is down here. And we're going to have a tail piece that locks it in place. So basically, I'm going to put a pin hole in the peg itself, and then the tail piece is going to be designed like a key that's going to then hold it in place, which is going to slide over that. All of this very much looks like the construction of an acoustic, and it essentially is, but I'm going to do a hollow body. So I'm thinking a P90, just a single one like you would in a normal arc top. I'm going to be maybe a Tunomatic bridge. Obviously, I might do some embellishment to make it look more like an arc top. So maybe a wood base on it. And then just a couple controls here. And because I'm going with a single pickup, I think I might go with a splitter to split between the coils. Or maybe go series and parallel. There are some great DiMarzio pickups that have double coil, much like a humbucker would. And I've really kind of been drawn to those. They are P90s by all means, but they do have the double coil, which will help with the hum canceling. And it gives me the opportunity to split it and make this instrument more universal. So because this look all looks kind of classical and ES335 like and of the likes, I also want to then take my headstock and I want to bore out the middle, do it where the tuning keys are on the side instead, facing backward, so that it's strung in the center here. But I think I want to do it so that I carve the very face of it with an angle in it so that the pegs are still facing upward. Now obviously we'll get to that when we get to that. I'm waiting for the tuning keys to show up, which I'm very excited about. And who knows? Maybe we'll play with some gold leaf, maybe we'll have some gold wire. We'll see. I really like the the designs where it's got the red and the gold surrounding the edge. So I was thinking gold wire around the very edge of the top and back to make it almost look like binding would be a nice touch. Maybe some gold leaf for the inlays on the fretboard. Maybe do a whole Asian theme aside from just the color. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Now, I know this has been a lot to take in, so it'll make itself a whole lot more clear once we get into building the thing. Now, the Great Guitar Build-Off hasn't officially started yet. They're going to be doing a video on the 1st of February, but I am getting prepped for it just to get myself ahead of the game. As I don't know that I'm going to have as much time as I did the last time around, I want to be as prepped as possible. But thankfully, it looks like they're giving more time than they did last year. Now, I know that the unofficial competition wasn't supposed to happen technically last year, and it all kind of happened in a rush because they were all getting really excited for it. Which I am just getting antsy for. So we'll have to see how this one goes. It sounds like they've made the rules more finished and finalized than last year. It sounds like they're getting a panel of judges instead of Ben judging it himself this time. Which I wouldn't like the pressure of either. So let me know what you guys think of these ideas and this concept. And let me know if there's something that you think I should do with this. Now, this is, like I said, very Asian and Chinese inspired by their imperial artwork. I may or may not go any further with that than just the color scheme. I'm very set on the color scheme. I've chosen my woods. As I said, I've got the red heart. I've got the rosewood, which is an orange and reddish color, which obviously I have not gotten my hands on yet. Waiting for that to show up in the mail. And then we're going to do a maple neck, possibly laminated with walnut. I haven't decided yet because I think the walnut might offset the color scheme. At least maple is more of a golden color, and this is what I have left of the curly maple from the base build and from the neck on my Acoustasonic. And yeah, I'm getting excited. I know a lot of the guys from the Use What You Got challenge are joining again, so it's going to be a lot of the same guys from the first Great Guitar Build-Off, a lot of new ones, and I honestly can't wait to see what everyone builds. And I myself am getting excited to start building this one. Like I said, it's a concept that I have sat on for a while and then just forgot about it. And then randomly thought about it again one day as I was tooling around with the Acoustasonic. And at that point, I had no idea what I was going to do for the Great Guitar Build-Off. And then it all hit me all at once. Designing is like that a lot of times with guitars. It's like inventing. You take a crazy idea, you try it. Does it always work? Not really. But when it does, it can be wonderful. And then you draw it out, and sometimes you erase lines, and you draw some more, and then erase some more until you find something you like. Sometimes erasing the whole thing and starting from scratch, but that's just the way it goes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and follow along. This is going to be a blast, and I can't wait to get started. I may have a video or two left in me before I start diving headfirst into this one, but stay tuned. From the buzz in the Luthierie community that this is going to be a riot. So buckle those seatbelts, stick around for the ride, and we'll see you next time. See you later.